Mm. 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 Mm, 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 mm. We have filled them with some very tender meat inside, some very some very delicious sauce to go with this, and it's all in the recipe. Sure, so follow this video through so that you can be able to make this recipe. So before we continue, kindly subscribe to our channel and let's get right into it. Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to our channel. Today we have an absolutely delicious recipe for you guys to try out. Guys, just promise me that you will try this recipe out because you will love it. It's the holiday season. I really hope you are cooking for your families. Are you cooking for your families? We have so many recipes for you guys to try out, so be sure to try them out. They are absolutely free. Imagine we're giving you free recipes. Just imagine that. But what you can do just to show the appreciation is just to subscribe to our channel. Kindly do if you haven't. And for the returning subscribers, thank you so much for always being here. For those who always comment, yo, I see you very much, and I really appreciate you. So guys, have you ever imagined wraps? You know, the wraps, like the shawarma kind of wraps, the chapati kind of wraps that you guys eat, but none of them made from flour or wheat or any kind of starch that you know. So today we are making spinach wraps. Spinach wrap sandwiches. Yes, you heard me right. Imagine how healthy that is. Imagine how much your kids will love them, even though they don't like vegetables. This, I am assuring you, they will love. So here are our spinach wrap sandwiches. Could you even imagine? Have you ever even imagined spinaches could make some perfect sandwiches for you to try out? So here we have, look at that. Look at how yummy this looks. And it's a no wheat, no starch wrap for you to try out. And this is the recipe that I'm giving you guys today. Make sure you try them out. So for our spinach wraps, we will need some spinach. Guys, if you have fresh spinach, that's the best. If you have baby spinach, that is bestest. But since I had this spinach for a long time and they were about to go bad, I was like, I have to utilize them. I have to use them today. And so here we have some spinach. This is about a bunch of spinach that I'm going to be using for our spinach wraps. Then the next ingredient we're going to use for our spinach wrap is eggs. We may end up using just one egg because we are just using one bunch of spinach. So we will know as we go, but eggs is a must for this recipe. So you will need some eggs for our spinach wraps. Basically, that's it for the spinach wraps. But since we are making wraps to make a sandwich, because mostly wraps are used for sandwiches, we will use these as our filling. So for me, these are just leftovers that I'm trying to utilize here. So you can use any type of filling that you like. Chicken is best for this recipe, but if you have any other fillings that you can utilize them. You can use beef, you can use sausages, you can use fish, any type of filling that you prefer. So here for me, I have some leftover mushrooms, some leftover chicken, and some leftover sausages. And these are basically pepperoni. So all these are leftovers that I'm just trying to utilize. Then next up, we have some what do we call it? Some sauce to put on your wraps. Then
when you are building your wrap, you need some sauce. So this is the sauce of choice that we chose. So this is basically some mayonnaise, some peanut butter, some pickle, and some chili. Then we added to this some lemon juice and some salt. So you can use any type of sauce that you prefer. You can use a burger sauce for this, but for my specific recipe, this is the sauce of choice that I used, and you will love it. The peanutty or the nutty taste from the peanut butter from this sauce will go perfectly well with the spinach. So you should definitely try this specific sauce for your spinach wraps. The next up, we have some veggies to fill up our wrap, just to make it a bit more nutritious and more healthy, and just to give it a crunch. The cucumbers definitely will do that. For the crunch, the cucumbers will do that. For the tomatoes are definitely going to add up to the flavor of the wrap, because there's some egg in here, so you can imagine the taste of omelette, you know, an omelette-ish taste when you add some onions and eggs and all that. So the tomatoes are just going to do exactly that. Then also the lettuce is definitely also for the crunch, and also definitely for the nutrition purposes. The next up, we have some cheese. So this is also some leftover cheese that I was using for my pizza, so I'm just going to utilize it just because it was a remainder of the cheese that I was using. So this is completely optional. You can use any type of cheese that you prefer. Parmesan would work perfect for this recipe, just because you have some peanuts there and some spinach. That would work perfectly well. But here we have some mozzarella and cheddar cheese, so you can use any other, or you can absolutely do it without, according to your preference. So these are our ingredients for our spinach wraps. So let's start by making the spinach wraps, and then we go ahead and fill the wraps to make it a sandwich. So for this recipe, you will need a blender. So just take your spinach, roughly chop them up and add them to your blender. Remember, I told you baby spinach would be perfect for this recipe. But if you don't have baby spinach, you can use this local spinach that we have here in Kenya. So next up, we are going to be using our egg. So there we have our egg. Add it up. So we have ended up using 2 eggs because our spinach was quite much. Then also it will give form to the wraps. So don't, just be generous with your eggs. Just to make sure everything goes well with the recipe. So there we have 2 eggs, and we have our spinach here. So what we're going to be doing next is blending this up to a smooth paste. Make sure everything is well combined. The spinach is smooth and it has no leafy bits on it. Our spinach puree is ready. So the next step we are going to be doing is to cook this up. So how you cook your pancakes on a pan, that's exactly how you're going to do it. Or if you prefer baking, the better. So you just line it on a baking tray, however you like it. Maybe you can do circles, you can do just a big square, then cut it out later. That's totally up to you. But let's go and cook this up to make the actual wraps. So here we have our pan. So what you're going to do is just spread some oil on the pan, just like how you make pancakes, how you make eggs. That's exactly how we're going to be making our wraps. So then you want to take that, spread it all over. So this is how our wrap is looking. It's looking good, though very, very, very delicate. So you have to handle it with extra care and cook on medium to low heat, somewhere between the medium and low setting, just to get your eggs and spinach cooked. And don't be in a hurry to cook this up. So this has taken me about, how long? About 3 minutes to cook this. So I'll try the rest with the oven. I'll try baking the rest. Then we compare and see which one comes out the best. So our spinach wrap is ready. And we'll just remove from heat. You can see this is just like an egg or a spinach pancake that you're trying to make. So we'll just remove from heat, serve it up, and let it cool, ready for assembling. So to bake this up, we'll just line our tray with some oil just to ensure it doesn't stick up and it cooks well. So here we have the rest of the spinach puree. So we're just going to pop this in the oven at 180 degrees for 20 minutes. So guys, from this pan, you can already tell the spinach wraps, the baked spinach wraps were almost about to be a fail. Okay, they're actually like 80% fail, 20% pass. But probably it's because I laid them too thin on the pan, or probably I was supposed to be using a baking sheet, a baking paper, or I didn't oil enough. So since there's a first time for everything, I have learned, and I'll try it again. I'll try it again just to see how it turns out again. But meanwhile, all these scraps, it's actually so good. All these scraps, I won't throw them away. I'll just make sure I remove them from here and add them to my stew or my food when I'm cooking or something, because all this is edible and it's actually so good. It's actually yummy. It's actually so yummy. So this is not waste. I'll just reuse this and add them to my stews or my food. Otherwise, this is how they turned out. You can see there was a chance of them coming out really well. It's just that I went wrong somewhere. I'm not sure where yet, but I guess it's how I laid them. I laid them too thin. So this is the inside. This is the top part. So I'm just going to try and layer it and assemble the wraps. Lucky thing we had done the fried ones, so we will assemble what we have. So here we have the fried wrap, which came out perfectly well. And then here we have the baked wraps. They would actually work better. They would actually work much better. It's just that I went wrong somewhere, but be sure to make them a bit thick in case you're going to bake them. But otherwise, I would just prefer that you fry them up just to avoid the trial and errors and just to come out with a perfect wrap. So let's assemble and see how everything turns out. There we have our spinach wrap. Very healthy, very delicious. If you have extra spinach in your fridge, in your pantry, and they're about to go bad, this is the recipe for you to make. I am actually salivating as you can hear me speak, but it actually looks so good, and it's a very healthy alternative to the normal wheat wraps or normal you know, starchy wraps that we usually make. So this is another choice for you to try out this holiday or anytime. Make it for your kids. If your kids have problems with eating vegetables, you can just lie to them with this. You know, they won't know what it is made from. They'll just see that it's a very delicious delicacy, and yeah, you can enjoy it for your dinners. You can make it for someone special during your special occasions. Just look at this. Well, please promise me that you're going to make these wraps this holiday for your special ones, for your loved ones, for your family, for breakfast, for brunch. Perfect for any time, and you will love them. Imagine spinach. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye. Babe.